Hey everybody, it's Bo Beery with Coldwell Banker Commercial. I put together another interesting report. This one is entitled Total Annual Inventory Turnover in 2019, which will be interesting to compare to 2020 during the pandemic. What this report is actually the total number of apartment complexes that have sold as a percentage of the total inventory in any one market in the year 2019. And so let me set up the scene. I cover every apartment complex over 10 units in each of these 7 markets. With the exception that Polk County, I only track 25 plus units because it's several hours away from me. And so I wanted the deal transactions that I work on to be worthy enough or big enough for me to be driving back and forth. That's the only reason why I changed that one up a little bit. And these complexes do include cumulatively all the conventional, student, and affordable housing combined. Polk County is like Winter Haven and Lakeland and several other small cities. Jacksonville includes obviously all of Duval County and St. Augustine. Tallahassee is all of Leon County. Gainesville is Alachua County and all the cities included. Volusia County is Daytona, New Smyrna, Ormond, Deland, Deltona, Orange City, all those cities. Lake City is really small. The only reason I track it is it's only 30 or 40 minutes away from me. And if I do a deal there every few years, great. So I just include it. Ocala is only about a half an hour south of me, so I track that. And that's all of Marion County. So what you have here is the total stats. So this is all 7 markets combined, and we can use that as kind of our basis. But the main number we're after is this yellow bar here. So basically what this yellow bar here says is overall, cumulatively, with all 7 markets combined, about 8.29% of all apartment complexes trade per year in the marketplace. Now, some of these were up and some of these were down. Polk County was on par with that. Jacksonville was roughly on par with that. Tallahassee was a good 35 or 40% above the average, which is actually pretty typical. And typically Gainesville is way below the market. Not because people don't want to be there. Actually, Gainesville is my most sought after market among the 7 markets, even over Jacksonville. The problem is people hold on to their apartment complexes forever here. They just love them. When the market was way up, it never went way up. And then when the market crashes, it never crashes the same as the others. So it's very stable because of the University of Florida and Shands. And so investors just hold their assets a lot. Now, I know Jacksonville has better metrics and demographics and incomes and jobs and all that stuff. But I'm just telling you in terms of call volume, Gainesville is a pretty sought after market among these. Other metrics, you can look at this on your own time by pausing, or you can ask me for it and I'll email you the report. But this is the total number of assets over 10 units in the markets and over 25 here in Polk County. This is the total number of units. Here is the size per property. So on average of the 370 complexes, the average size deal is 91 units, so on and so forth. The overall average is 125 units. Occupancy for the first quarter of 2020. Here's the different occupancies. Overall average 94%. Most complexes had an average in-place rent of about $1 to $1.10, with the exception of Lake City. Lake City is a smaller market. It has lower income levels, a lot of affordable housing there, so naturally that one's less. Here's the total number of properties sold over 10 units in each of these markets. Obviously, Jacksonville had the most. They're actually as large as Gainesville and Tallahassee combined. Literally no sales in Lake City the entire year. And then of the deals that did sell, here's the total number of units that sold, the unit percentages, and the average size deal of each one that sold. The only reason that this one's so much less is because the average size deal that sold for Gainesville was 86 units in a market in which the average size deal is 115 units. So naturally, the percentage of units that sold would be less. That exist here in Volusia County as well. Anyway, I think that's about it. I think that really covers it. 8% has actually been about the same for the last, I want to say I would say, yeah, 2017, 18, and 19 has probably been around that mark. It will be interesting to see what happens total at the end of 2020, what goes on. I could do this by quarter as well and compare second quarter 2020 when we get done with it and third quarter 2020 to see what that looks like to 19, but I would be more interested in the full years. All right, I'll stop talking. Thank you. Bye-bye.